Hi, Gloria Donahue with Nana's Cookery, and welcome to the kitchen. Let's talk sugar. Sugar is something that we use every day, and certainly if you're baking, you're going to use sugar. Sugar, in the States anyway, the regular granulated sugar is just a white sugar that comes in a big bag. I've noticed lately that there are lumps in it, and I'm not sure why, but the fact is that when you press them, those lumps come apart. So they're not serious lumps. I don't bother taking them out if I'm measuring something and putting it in the mixer because I know they're going to dissolve in the mixer. And regular white sugar, you just scoop up and level off. And that's the way you use it. Brown sugar, if brown sugar is called for in a recipe, it really means light brown sugar. And that comes in a bag like this. Make sure after you open it that you close it up very tightly, because if air gets in there, it will turn hard. This is dark brown sugar, and if a recipe calls for it, they will call for dark brown sugar. It's definitely a stronger flavor. Now, if somehow you're not aware of it, a little pinhole or something gets in that bag, or it wasn't tight, that sugar can get as hard as a rock, and that will not come apart in your fingers. There is a way to do it temporarily if you're going to use it right away. Take that hard brown sugar. I've thrown my bag on the ground sometimes to break it up into smaller chunks. Put it in the microwave on a plate. Put a wet paper towel that's been wrung out over it, and then do it fry. That will soften the brown sugar for your recipe, but it's not a permanent fix. So now take whatever you have left, that's light brown or dark brown, and put it in another bag. Make sure you've squeezed all the air out. Put in a slice of apple will work, but I think most people would find it easier, a piece of white bread. Put a piece of white bread in that bag, and tomorrow you will find that that sugar has softened. It has taken the moisture from the white bread, and then you just throw the white bread out and just make sure you keep that bag closed tight, and you can keep brown sugar for months and months. 10x sugar used to be called 4x sugar. Probably in other places it's called icing sugar, but it's confectioner's sugar, and I use it when I'm going to whip cream and put sugar in it because I think it whips in better, smoother. You're not going to have that granular taste to it. It's often used in trimming cakes, cookies, things like that. I have a shaker that I can use to put over cookies and things. It's very nice, but it has a lid on it. If yours doesn't have a lid, if you just have the kind that allows the sugar to come through the top with holes in it, put saran wrap or something around that because confectioner's sugar will get lumps in it too. If I'm going to use confectioner's sugar for a frosting, I put it through a coarse sieve first. It is much easier to do that first and have a nice smooth icing than it is to put it in and find, oh, I've got all these little tiny lumps that I'm going to try to whisk out. So it's well worth it to put it through a large sieve initially, measure out what you need and put the rest in your bag. The other sugars that we have are decorative sugars. This happens to be red crystals. There's green, there's other different kinds. Also, some recipes call for extra fine sugar. I've actually never bought it. I understand that our granular sugar in the States is maybe a little finer grind than what they have overseas. So most recipes do not call for extra fine sugar. And if it really needed it, I would put it in the processor just to grind the regular sugar a little finer. But I honestly haven't found the need for it, and I do bake a lot. This is an interesting sugar called Zuker, crystal sugar. You can usually get these in a shop that sells maybe loose candy, nuts, things like that. And I use it to trim cookies, pies. It's great because it doesn't melt. So when you taste it, when you brush maybe egg white or milk on a pie and then put the crystal sugar when it comes out, it's pretty and it adds that little extra crunch. And a number of my cookies all call for it too. So I wish you luck with all your sugar recipes. So nice to have you visit again. Bye-bye.